industry, and I started in the industry in the 80s, and we were manufacturers. I was a manufacturer. The push model had a long design, development, and lead pipeline. We would take sales history, and the brand would give us an estimate of how many units they had. These buys were projected months, many months ahead of time. And the supply chain would then respond to these orders and produce these goods. But in today's ever-changing, digitally connected world, and this apparel, the product, the shoes, the handbags, the accessories, whatever we were making as manufacturers, we were sending it to the stores. Product that was designed a half a year ahead of time. And the question one would ask today, is this really what he wants? And then when the brand forecast was wrong, and it's been wrong, go shop in almost any mall around here and go look at the big signs that are prevalent in their window. No, it's not their branding, it's their sales sign. And because their forecast is wrong, they've marked down the product, and there's pricing discounts and markdowns are taking. And this is a vicious downward spiral that is absolutely killing our industry. Producing long lead time products months and months ahead of time and shipping it into the store and hoping for it to be right has been an ongoing problem in our industry. Next, the pull model. This is change. This is if the customer is in control, then we need to listen to her. So designers and merchandisers, perhaps some of you, need to work on a much tighter calendar. There was an article yesterday that I read in Women's Wear Daily that suggested that we move away from seasons. No more spring, summer, fall, winter. That we move to a seasonless calendar. We are ongoing designing and delivering and popping things in 6 weeks. We need a calendar that's built for speed, that's responsive to what the consumer wants. In this model, production is triggered when we understand what the consumer is and we capture that design. But this requires an agile supply chain where raw materials and trim are pre-positioned, where blocks have been determined, where fits have been analyzed. I hate to use the name Zara because it's so overplayed in our industry, but that's what they've done. They have fewer components, they have a lot of these pieces pre-positioned, they're able to respond because there's not unlimited choices. It's not a PP, Proto 1, Proto 2, fit review. Let's ask our manufacturer back in China to make some changes. Those days are done. And if you are working like that, if anybody's working like that, markdowns are a big part of your story. That's not the model. Demand drives production. Demand needs to drive replenishment. Demand is the baseline of the push model. This is our future today. Next. So also to be competitive as a manufacturer, for the 200 manufacturers that are here, I'm sorry I'm not connecting with many of them right now, but it's number one, what makes a manufacturer more important? When they have a research and development team of raw materials, trim, embellishments, washes, all of these things in-house. I was in Peru last week, I was in the Philippines and Indonesia the week before, I was in China and Hong Kong the week before. I'm meeting with manufacturers around the world. These manufacturers have a bigger design team than design teams do here in the States. They are designing, they are researching, they are finding raw materials. This type of manufacturer, this type of value add partner is really the type of partner that you all want. Somebody that spends time wanting to develop for you so you're ready to say, I like that, let's go. Providing ideas to you, the customer, and also bringing manufacturing flexibility to the table. Some of these other things that I have listed there, such as VMI, it's a sin as a manufacturer. I always cringe when I think about taking finished goods into my warehouse for my customer, right? But if it's a partnership, and if we determine, Steve, that you're going to hold product for me for, say, 60 days, and then after 60 days you bill me, you invoice me, but in the meanwhile, I'm building mono stock based upon what I think my customer is going to want, and it allows me to be responsive to my customer with these goods that are vendor managed inventory. If there's a partnership, it works, but it's got to be a win-win. The next bullet point that I had down is about APIs. These are basically bridges between systems. I think the winning opportunities today are to have that application protocol interface, which is between the warehouse management system, the inventory of my customer, whether it's Macy's, whether it's Abercrombie and Fitch or American Eagle, to my system where I could read, see, understand what their inventory is, so I could build raw material and be ready for them. I think having those bridges to monitor them, because maybe they're not giving me enough information quick enough for me to be responsive. And it's about being responsive to unforecasted demand, because nobody knows. Nobody knows when an item's going to run and take off. Next, please. And a balanced platform. I spoke in China, in Shanghai in March. It was a similar speech. The Chinese, as you know, are interested in investing around the world, while many of them are here. And my message to them, and I'm dropping it here, it's not about just manufacturing in China or manufacturing in Honduras, for instance. It's a balanced supply chain. It's having the ability to be responsive wherever you are. I believe that the U.S. withdrawal from TPP had a lot of people back on their heels and say, what do we do next? But I think people in supply chain, chiefs, people that are in operations, you need to continue to evaluate your capabilities as a regional manufacturer. And working in an Asia-only model is tough. Working honestly in a Western Hemisphere-only model can be challenging. I believe in a balanced global supply chain. And I think as a buyer also, as a buyer where we did not have manufacturing, like at Billabong, is we would look for companies that could be responsive to us and ship product from, say, Pakistan or China or India to our outlets, our stores that we had in Asia Pac, and we would have manufacturing here for our stores in North America. So it was a balanced supply chain. Next, please. So in conclusion, it's about this is about the new supply chain. This is about embracing and investing into technology, not just a new automated cutter, not just about new machines, new warehouse equipment. This is about investing into technology to understand your customer, the brand, the retailer, delivering value to them via upstream by understanding the cotton, the synthetic, the yarns, the capabilities that are available to them, and to be aligned with their customer and their designers, solution-oriented. It's about working as a vertical value chain. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So if you could, can you hit that? This is a short video. I think this is worth it. If you could turn the volume up on this, this is very interesting. Go.
I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a woman's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
See how may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people when?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually we reserve for like upper like 5 people. For 4 people you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
For when, tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye bye.